Hey everyone, I am fighting against the rain, meaning that it looks like it might rain soon. It's like super cloudy, so maybe if my lighting isn't the best, sorry. I hope you can just hear me. And honestly, I feel like my videos are meant to be listened to, not really watched, because there's not much going on besides me just flaring my arms everywhere and just talking up a storm. But for the new ones that are here, yeah, the new people are coming by. My name is Christina. I am still trying to figure out exactly what this channel is, but I do know that I want to get very raw, real, and unfiltered about self-development, self-healing, and like really learning how to live from your heart space, because I do believe, actually I know that living from your heart is where love lives, your authentic self, and like your true power. So once you learn how to tap into that, I feel like you can become unstoppable. But of course there's a lot to unpack first to get back into your heart. So it's for today. I want to talk about being a healer. So this is something that I kind of learned I don't know how many years ago. A few years ago, maybe like 6 or 7 years ago. But I always felt really weird, like saying that I was a healer or saying that I was a teacher or anything. Honestly, the only word that I like is guide. Like I guide you back into your heart. I guide you into your darkness to really look at what's going on, to really look at your shadows and look at your darkness so you can find your own light and find your voice and find yourself again through the process of like feeling all of your emotions and things like that. But I guess to just give a little bit of a backstory, like I've been on this awakening spiritual journey for a while now. I feel like we all are, whether you like to call it that or not. I feel like we're all on the path, like searching for meaning of life, searching for ourselves, searching who we are, what we love. Like, yeah, there's not just one path is the spiritual path and one way of doing things is the right way. There's like so many ways and paths that you can take. But anyways, I'll just like kind of speed up the process to maybe back in like 2019. I feel like that's when things really started for me, of like, let me heal. Let me figure out what's going on, because I was a mess for years before that, like just constantly battling with depression, not believing in myself, just crying all the time and not knowing why. And it took so long for me to realize like what was going on. And then 2019, I feel like it's when I started getting into like journaling and meditation and journaling. Journaling was an amazing place for me to start understanding what was really going on, what I really felt, what was happening. And that's when I started watching, like, I guess you would call them like spiritual YouTubers, and just watching spiritual videos of like what it meant to heal, what energy healing was, all that good stuff. And I started going on down that journey. And then the more I was starting to read books about it and things like that, eventually I found out that I was an empath. And for the people that maybe don't know what that is, it's just empaths essentially can feel people's feelings, can feel like deep empathy for others. And that's very much like my journey. I've been able to feel other people's emotions since I was a kid. Since I can remember, being 5 or 6. Not that I knew that what was going on, but I just always knew things about people without them telling me, just because I could just feel them. I could feel that they were angry. I could feel that they were sad. I didn't always understand why, but I could feel their emotions. And I remember like telling my mom, like until my adult years, like, hey, I'm very sensitive. I can feel things, blah, blah, blah. And she finally admitted what she never told me before, but she was like, that makes a lot of sense, because when you were a kid, there were so many times you said things and I didn't understand how you knew these things. I didn't know where you got this information from, but you would say it so like matter of fact. And it was very surprising and very shocking. And in my mind, I'm like, why didn't you ask me? Like, how do you know this? Like, where'd you get this information from? But whatever, that's another story. So anyways, finding out I was an empath, I was like, I'm owning this. I am an empath. And like, I finally felt seen for the first time in my life. And just knowing that I was an empath just helped me make sense of my whole experience throughout my life. And like, oh, I'm not crazy. I can feel other people's energy. I can feel other people's emotion. Like, that's just who I am. That's how I make sense of the world, is the base off of how I feel internally. It doesn't make sense up here more times than, most of the time, it doesn't make sense up here, but in here, it would make so much sense. And sometimes, actually most of the time, when I meet somebody, it's like your energy tells me everything I need to know about you. I don't need you to tell me who you are or your experience in life. It's like your energy speaks so loudly and it has so much information. So even though people to my face can be one way, I internally knew, like, wait, there's something that doesn't match up here. Like, I can tell very easily, I could tell, still can, that when people are lying or being inauthentic, or if they're operating from a wound, I can see that. I did go through a process where I was confusing, like, my intuition with, like, my mind, because people would constantly discredit my existence in a way. Like, whatever I felt, even though I knew inside of me, like, no, this is real, there would be people outside of me, like my family or anybody, like, no, that's not real, that's not really what's happening. So it made me question myself a lot. And then I had a psychic reading, and the psychic, without knowing me, she right away was like, whoa, you're an extreme empath, meaning you can tap into people's energy that are on the other side of the world. You don't need to be face to face with them. You don't need to be in the same room with them. You can just think about somebody again on the other side of the world, and you'll know exactly how they feel. And for the first time, I was like, well, besides finding it out on my own, but it felt so good getting this validation from this stranger where I'm like, you don't even know me, and you could feel that, like, heck yes, finally someone sees me. I'm not this psycho running around. She knows. And from there, she told me about a school of intuition where they teach you how to, like, develop your psychic abilities. And I went to that school and I learned so much. And whatever, I continued. Eventually, I started giving people readings and giving people healings. And I always hated telling people, like, I was a healer, because it just felt really weird. I would just say I was an intuitive energy reader, but even then that felt weird. Like, labels just have always felt really weird to me, and it just feels like you get put in a box. So this is why my experience with, like, saying I'm a healer. I feel like when people hear healer, they immediately want you to talk a certain way, dress a certain way, be a certain way. If you don't check off their boxes or their criteria of what a healer is, then they, like, discredit you. They just don't take you as seriously. And for me, I'm like, yeah, I don't dress how you think a healer would dress. I would just dress like normal. Like, if you just saw me walking down the street, you wouldn't be like, she's a healer. Like, I just wear whatever I want to, whatever feels comfortable. I don't believe there's, like, a costume or a certain outfit or uniform that I need to wear to prove that I'm a healer. But when people would meet me in person, I could see that they were surprised by the way that I looked and the way that I dressed and the way that I act. Because that's another thing. I'm like, I always wanted to be human and be real and be honest. I'm not going to be here like, oh, yes, my child, thank you so much for coming to me. Oh, you are so blessed and so very blah, blah, blah. Like, I wasn't going to talk like that. I'm like, yeah, I cuss sometimes. Yeah, I'm going to call you out. Yeah, I'm going to maybe give you a little sass. Yes, I'm going to be silly and funny. Like, that's just who I am. And I was, like, ashamed, honestly, for not acting the way people expected me. It's almost like when they would meet me, a lot of people would be like, I don't know if I should take you seriously, because, again, the way you are, and it's subconsciously, it's not people are not coming up to me and being all mean to me, like, but I could feel that energy from them, like, I don't know if I should take you seriously. I don't think you actually walk the walk and talk the talk. And it would honestly make me so mad, because I'm like, you just want me to conform again. And that's been my whole journey. Like, people always wanting me to act a certain way to fit their narrative or to fit who they think I need to be. And I would get caught up in it, to be honest, and I would morph myself into whoever people wanted me to be. It was like a freaking chameleon. And it was exhausting, always trying to please everybody and act in a way that I think was acceptable to them. And it just took me more away from myself. It took me further and further away of my own voice and my own heart. So as you know, I had to do so much healing around this. There's so many times I sat in, like, a deep meditative state to understand what was going on inside. Like, where is this wound coming from? Where am I holding on to this? Like, who told me that that the way that I am is not okay and it's not enough? That was one of my biggest wounds, and I feel like that wound has come into so many different forms. But at the end of the day, I always feel like who I am, how I present myself, how I talk, my thoughts, my ideas, whatever, at the end of the day are not good enough for people. I will always be looked at as this, like, weird, naive, dumb girl that doesn't know what she's talking about or anything. And it was very discouraging, and it made me question, like, am I even on the right path? Should I even be doing this? Like, all these things. And I just realized, like, it's just the wound talking. It's not the truth. It's your pain. It's your trauma. It's your fear talking. That's not the truth. You know who you are. If you tap into your heart, you could feel it. And yes, I'm a healer, but I guess I don't want people to think, like, this is another thing. I feel like people think healers are going to do the work for you. Like, if you meet the right healer or a good healer, then you're going to magically just feel better, and all your pain and trauma are just going to go away. And then you're just going to wake up and just be like, wow, I quantum leaped into my best timeline. And for me, I'm like, no. Honestly, any healer, any person that tries to sell you on something like that, like this extreme makeover, I would say run. I would say, I don't know if you should trust them. If they carry themselves like, I can do this, I can help you, I know the way, follow me, you need me, I would say run away. Like, that's not someone that's in their heart. Because for people that know what healing really means, the healers of this world are just the ones that know how to hold the most love. The ones that can just purely bring down, like, unconditional, pure love and hold that space for others. And it can look in so many different ways. That's another cool thing about healers. It's like, we're not just one thing. It's not going to just be like, oh, hey, I guide you through meditation and that's it. There are so many different types of healers. Some people can heal through art, through music, through movement, dance. I think of somatic exercises, yoga. Like, there's so many ways that it could come. Through singing, you know, the possibilities are endless. It's not just one thing. I would say, if you want to find, like, a good healer, like, feel them. Not just because of your brain telling you, like, oh, look, this person has all these credentials and they have all these certificates and, oh, they have this many followers. That's it. That's the one. It's like, no. Feel your body. Do you feel safe around them? Do you feel comfortable expressing yourself? Do you feel like they're guiding you, not telling you what to do, but kind of just gently showing you the way? It's not about, like, hey, you need me to heal. It's like, no, at the end of the day, you do the healing on yourself. Everybody is responsible for their own healing. I do believe healers are just here, again, to just hold that space. Maybe to be a guide of, like, hey, this is the way, try this. And you're safe to do it. You're okay. It's okay to cry. It's okay to express yourself. It's okay to shake, to do whatever it is that your body needs to do. And I'm not going to judge you. I'm going to hold love. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I can suggest things, you know, I can give you maybe some practical steps, but at the end of the day, it's your choice. I'm not going to force anything onto you, and I'm not going to shame you if you don't do it. I feel like that's what a healer is really meant to do. So at least for me, like, every time I would go into this deep meditative healing for myself, and I would ask, like, where's this wound? Like, why do I not feel good enough? I'm not a good healer, whatever. I was always shown that like, stop putting such a definition on what a healer is, and stop thinking that you need to act in that way in order for people to see you or to take you seriously or to even respect what you do. At the end of the day, it's about me respecting myself and me honoring, like, my gifts and my intuition and my ability to hold love and my ability to guide people into their inner worlds in a loving, respectful, kind way. Like, I've done so many healings on people, and my healings are intense. I do want to say that, because I help people walk into their darkness. I'm not here to just, like, I'm going to make you feel relaxed and I'm going to make you just take a little nap. Like, no. You want to heal with me, it's because you want to do deep, real work. Like, I take you into, like, connecting with your inner child, connecting to your pain, connecting to your sadness, connecting to whatever emotion you think you're not allowed to have. Like, you feel jealous of your sister or your best friend? Let's look at that. And we're not going to shame it. We're going to try to understand why you feel that way. And I do it, again, with compassion. There's no judgment. Why would I judge you? Girl, I'm a hot mess myself. I have so much to heal within myself. I have no room to judge anybody. And that's what like these healings have really taught me, is how to love myself first and foremost. I guess that's another thing. Like, healers need to be doing the work on themselves too. If anything, that's where it begins. That's where my whole journey began. It's like me trying to heal myself, me trying to understand what is going on, me trying to learn how to cry without shaming myself, me learning how to feel my feelings with compassion and saying it's okay, feel this, don't hide from it. And I had to look at some really deep, hurtful wounds that shook me to my core. And it's hard. I'm not going to lie. It's really freaking hard. And that's why when I do healings with people, I'm proud of every single person that works with me. It works with me. Like, we work together as a team to look at these wounds, to look at these shadows, because it takes a really brave soul, a really brave person to do this. It is not easy work, but it is worth it. I will say that all the time. But I've had people tell me, like, in the healings that we do together, they always say, like, I feel like you're right there with me. I mean, they have their eyes closed and I'm guiding them through like a deep hypnotic meditative state to like really connect with themselves. But I had so many people tell me, like, I feel like you're right there, like holding my hand. Like, I don't feel alone, so it makes it less scary to face whatever it is I need to face or whatever you're guiding me to look at. And I love that compliment. That was always one of the best things I could hear from someone, because I'm like, yes, that is always my intention, is to walk with you into your darkness so you don't have to do it alone. And it's just such an honor, truly, to be able to do these things. I felt a little emotional there. It's an honor. It really is. It's a privilege. And I don't say that lightly. I think it's so freaking cool when people trust me enough to take them there, because I know it's scary and I know it's tough. And I do it with a lot of love. I really do. This is like it's more than just a passion. I feel like this is just who I am. I'm meant to help people feel again. I'm meant to help people open up their heart again, because so many of us have experienced such a hard upbringing, such a hard childhood that has closed up our heart, has made us like hard in a way. Like, and it's not just, and I'm not saying like it's made you hard in the sense like you're not going to be kind to others or you're not sharing love with other people, but you do start rejecting love. You do start pushing people away, or you don't let them get too close. And that's why it's like, yeah, you have to feel that pain that you felt when you were 7, 8, 10 years old, so you can start opening up your heart again and showing yourself, showing your heart, like, yeah, this sucks and this hurts, but I can handle this and I can do this, and my body is safe enough to feel this. I can survive this. I'm not that little kid anymore. I don't have to be so scared anymore or feel so trapped by my emotions. Like, it's okay to feel these things. And healing does take so much time. And I think that was another thing that I found, like, I don't know if intimidating is a word, but discouraging, because I'm like, yeah, what I do takes time. Like, the healing that I guide people through takes time, but it should take time. Again, if you had 20 years of pain, why would you want to heal it all at once? That's not possible. Your body will explode. There's layers to the game, people. There's layers to your pain. There's layers to your wounds. There's layers to your trauma. It's not just one thing. It could be so many things at once. And it's okay to take your time to see every single one, because each one is teaching us a lesson. Each one is helping us gain more wisdom and more knowledge about ourselves and about the world. Like, it's okay to take your time. Everybody just wants to jump to the end. And I feel like, I don't know, this is another tangent, but I feel like people get just so caught up in people that sell these things of like change overnight or quantum leap right away after one session, or like do all these things. And it's just, I don't feel like it's very realistic. Like, that just, like, I do believe energetically things can move really fast, and it can put you on a new timeline. But sometimes your human self needs time to match that. Like, your human body, your human mind needs some time to readjust to this new timeline. You might still get like old wounds trying to hold you back, or be like, no, this is too scary, don't change too much, because getting yourself on a new timeline requires a lot of change in your behaviors, in your thoughts, in your emotions, and your energy, and that takes time, and that's okay. Whew. All right, I feel like that's all I really want to say about this. Obviously, I'm still on the journey, and I'm still really understanding what a healer means to me. Like, I want to own, hey, yeah, I'm a healer. Not necessarily use that word all the time, but find my own definition of like, honestly, being a healer is just me being me. I've always been very loving, very kind. People have always felt very comfortable around me since I was very young. People would just like tell me their whole life. Like, it was crazy how strangers would just come up to me and start telling me like, I'm going through a divorce and I'm going through a really hard time and I hate my husband, da da da. When I wouldn't even say anything to them, they would just come to me. I wouldn't say, hi, how are you? Hey, how's your day going? I would say nothing. They would just come up to me and start telling me their life story. I remember being at parties too. Like, I was a little wild teenager, I'm not going to lie. And into my like early 20s. But people would just come up to me and start telling me like all of their trauma and like how much they hate their dad and whatever, and we would just talk for hours, and I'm like, dude, this is a party, we should be partying. How did I get stuck again talking to this person? And my friends would always make a joke like, oh, there she goes, she's in the corner probably giving therapy to somebody. And it's like, I didn't mean to. People just come up to me. But that shows me like, look, you've always been a healer. Not that you saw it yourself like that, not that you purposely wanted this title or anything. It's just who I am. People just feel comfortable around me. People feel like they can let down the walls, let down the shield, and just share things with me. Like, they feel safe, and that's a beautiful thing. And I want to keep using it. Obviously, that's one of my natural gifts, one of my gifts from God, and I want to be able to use it for other people. Whoever needs it, it's not up to me who gets it or not. It's just like, if you're here, it's because you're meant to be. And we're meant to talk. We're meant to have this session or this reading together, and that's just what it is. But anyways, I obviously can talk forever, guys. I have so much to say. But if you made it to the end, I want to thank you so much for listening to everything. And please leave a comment down below. It really helps. I'm trying to get out there, friends. I'm owning it now. I want to be seen, even though that scares me. But I do. I want to be seen. I want to be shared. I want people to hear what I have to say. I'm learning so much on this journey of being human and a spiritual being. Like, I'm trying to connect the two worlds. Human being, spiritual being. We're becoming one so we can find our true wholeness. So if that feels good to you, or if you're interested in just hearing more about me and my life and my story and what I'm learning, please hit subscribe, share it with your friends, comment down below. And oh yeah, if you want to work with me, hit it down below. But this is only for people that are truly ready to meet their darkness, okay? It's like true shadow work in a sense. So if you are ready, or if you're just curious, go ahead and check it out. Maybe later on you'll be ready. But if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go. There's like a link to my shop down below, so go check it out, read up on it, see if it fits you, if it feels good to you. But feel it in your heart, okay? Feel it in your heart. If your heart's like, yes, I feel love and peace, and like maybe there's a little fear, but it's also like, oh, this is intriguing, I'm curious, then we're meant to work together. But obviously that is up to you. Only you can make that decision. Only you can truly heal yourself. There's only so much I can do for you. But again, okay, we'll leave it there. I talk forever. Sending you guys so much love, and I'll see you at the next video. Bye.